Rudd Larsen, coming to you from the Dreamcatcher podcast. So today, the podcast is going to be a little bit different. So we're at the um, Christmas season. I decided to do some things Christmassy, and one is actually make my grandmother, my grandma Rudd, her caramel corn that she used to make when we were growing up, and it's a very good recipe. I will share this in the show notes, and I'm just gonna experiment. I'm gonna do basically short snippets and put it together in one long video. It's kind of a learning process for me because with your dreams, you got to keep learning. And my dream is to always do something with Christmas. And this brings back a lot of good memories because my grandma made it every year, among a lot of other things like Anna's cookies, and she just had a lot of different things. So I'm going to start out with the recipe. The things we need are actually 6 quarts, which is quite a bit of yellow popcorn. So got that. And make that in my old fashioned popcorn oil popcorn popper that I kind of had. My parents had not this one, but another one that was similar to that. Makes popcorn. I don't use microwaves ever. Have them for a long time. Won't go into that, but yeah, we'll use that with some oil. It's vegetable oil. Some of you would say use some other, but that's what I'm using today. Um, and then we will have, these are some of the other ingredients. Um, we need to melt 2 sticks of butter. Um, we use brown sugar, very good brown sugar, and the clear Caro syrup. I mean, if you're making popcorn balls, you've used this before. Um, and then a little bit of Morton or salt, um, baking soda, and some great vanilla from Watkins. So I need to make starting out here with 6 quarts of popcorn. So it'll take me a little while. And I got my 2 baking sheets here. They're kind of jelly roll pans. Got 2 of those. After I get it all popped, I will put it back onto both those and pick out the ones that didn't pop, and have all that going on while I'm slowly melting the butter in saucepan. And so on that's where we're going to start. Like I said, this is an experiment. I just thought it would record me while I'm doing this. One of my favorite things to do for the holidays. And I can tell you, it always goes by. Holidays or seasons always go by very quickly, and this does not stay around very long in our household because everybody wants to eat it. It's a kind of addictive. So on that, I'm going to start popping the popcorn and melting the butter. Come back. Now I've got my popcorn. I have actually, you can see it right there. This is not probably the best way to do this. Not like that. Welcome back. Well, the popcorn has been popped. Got 6 quarts of popcorn and picked out as many as I can find of pop popcorn that didn't pop. So now, there's the bowl, there's everything. Have my 2 cups of brown sugar and a half cup of corn syrup, salt, and brown sugar, brown salt, baking soda, and vanilla. And the 2 sticks of butter is melted. Now I have to bring it up to a boil and stir constantly and let it basically boil without stirring for 5 minutes. Then I add all the rest of the ingredients and yeah, I add the rest of the ingredients and then I add the caramel syrup to the popcorn a little bit at a time because you don't want to do too much. And and then after it's coated, you place it in actually those sheets that I have the popcorn sitting on right now and put it in a 250-degree oven for 30 to 45 minutes. And you stir it every 40, 15 minutes. So, I couldn't do the recipe without having a little hot chocolate. So, got that ready. And we're going to, the process goes on. And if everything goes well, and I usually have very good results with this recipe, but since I'm recording it, it'll be interesting. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, we're making progress. Actually, we have all the ingredients here. I'm making the caramel sauce right now. It has to boil this way for 5 minutes. So far, so good. This is kind of the most important part. You don't want to have the heat too high and scorch it. I find the medium heat is the best. Then after it's been boiling for 5 minutes, I put the baking soda and the vanilla in, and then I put it over and coat popcorn. And after that, then I put it in the oven. So we're almost home in the home stretch. So, doing this recipe is kind of like catching your dream. It's actually having any goal. My goal here is to make awesome caramel popcorn for Christmas. And it's kind of like any goal, whether to lose weight, to to put on muscle, to work out, to catch your dreams. Um, it's kind of like a recipe, and you kind of have to break it down on what you're going to need to do to get to the end game. So it's just like sometimes it gets overwhelming when you it's like I want to do whatever it is. You want to do a podcast or something, you just learn all the ins and outs that go into a podcast. And really it's not as much as you'd think. Because I thought at the beginning it'd be a lot more than it is. Actually, it's just having a great conversation with the guests and the audience. And it's the way life works. And when you do that, you get a home run because you get to your goal, you get to your dreams. So just break it down, have a recipe card on how you're going to get there, and before you know it, you'll be living your dreams or whatever. Maybe making caramel popcorn. So on that, I'm gonna watch this boil for a little bit more. I've got looks like 3 minutes left. Then I will put those two ingredients in, coat the popcorn, and then I will start the time in the oven. And before I know it, we'll have caramel popcorn. So on that, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Now, and you need to have a big bowl because you put your 6 quarts of popcorn in this big bowl, and then after you've made the caramel sauce, take it off the heat and you pour it in there and stir it and stir it and stir it. I can't emphasize, you can't stir it too much. And then you split it up between the two jelly roll sheets, and then just do the 30 to 45 minutes, rotating in every 15 minutes in the oven, and let it cool, and it will cool into a sheet. You'll have to, when it's completely cool, you'll have to break it apart, but you get to snitch a little bit too. You got to make sure it's good. Usually it's really, really good. So, but now I'm ready to put it in the oven, and we're just about there. Well, we actually have caramel corn. Actually, it just came out of the oven. Um, you have to break it apart after it cools, um, but it came out great. And it's just like my grandma used to make. And thank you for joining me on this episode. I know it's different than most podcast episodes, probably definitely different than the ones I've done for the Dreamcatcher. But I'm just here to tell you, um, like life, you can make it be whatever you want. Don't get stuck to think that a podcast has to be a certain way, even with dreams. Because, I mean, maybe cooking is your dream. I love making things. That's my dream. Making recipes at holidays that my grandparents made. And my grandma Rudd was a great cook. And but yeah, don't let anything keep you from catching your dreams. I don't care if it's your age, whatever you thinking that a certain age has to be a certain way. I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. You do you. And on that, thanks for joining me on this episode. I'm going to have some more caramel corn. And like I said, it's kind of addictive. Got to make sure it stays around for Christmas. I have to put it away or it won't be. And yeah, just think outside the box and catch those dreams and do it the way you want to do it. Do you. So thank you again.